Hello everyone, my name is Arlinda B. My ID number 1707050009. Right now I want to analyze literary text with a formalist approach. To analyze fiction require more than content knowledge of the text. The formalistic approach to literature examines the text with organic forms. It is setting, them, scene, narrative, imaging, and symbol. The formalistic approach has dominated the American literary scene for the most the 20th century, when this approach was called the New Criticism and has retained its great influence in its academic quarters. The New Criticism replaced the traditional literary approach by rejecting Impressionism, moral tones, and theological studies. Traditionally, scholars and professors surrounded literature rather than closely examine it by its forms. The second one, I want to explain about advantages and disadvantages of formalist approach. Formalist is the school of literary criticism where the focus is mainly on the structure of the text. It does not take into account any outside influence like purpose of analysis, context, or even cultural nation. The first one, advantages. It is give the better understanding of the writer technique in writing, example like literary device, speech, and etc. The second one, to emphasize the value of the text instead of this context. And the third one, it can be done with much research as structure is the only focus. And the second one, disadvantages of literary approach. It can be consuming based on the text size, writing style of the author. And the second one, context is ignored and text is analysis is very technical way. And the third one, it is compatible with all the type of the text. Next one, I want to explain about pro contra using formalist approach. Pro give excellent representation of the author intent and give the better understanding of the writer technique and benefit to the reader as it helps develop his or her literary skill. And the contra of this formalist approach is can be time consumed based by type and size of the text along with writing style of the author, and then it is incompatible with certain texts. After the explanation, right now I want to analyze Paper Town novel with formalist approach. This is a checklist of formalist criticism question. Here are the list of the some question from formalist perspective. This question can be applicable to the analysis of the story or novel, where the ultimate aim of approach meaning through several aspects of forms. And there are some questions like how the work structure or organized with the work plot. The second one, what is them? The third one, how the part of the work related to one another. The fourth, who is the narrating to or telling what happened in the work, how the narrator, speaker, or character related to the reader. And the second one, who the major and minor character, who the represented, how the relatable to one another. And the next one, what the setting of the work, how the setting relatable, what to do, and the character and their action. And the second one, what kind of language does the author use, describe, narrate, and explain literary works. What imagine, simile, metaphor, and symbol does author use in the works, and what their function. And the sample activity, analyze paper sound by John Green for formalist perspective, are below. Just some answers to the question taken from the presenting section. How work structure or organized? What is the work's plot? Paper Town began with prologue that takes place 9 years before the event of the novel, when Quentin Jobson and Margot Ruth are 9 years old. They find a dead man in nearby park. The experience is formative for Quentin and Margot and forges a fragile, implied but long-lasting bond between them. Most of Paper Town is set in Suburlando, Orlando, and the main character, all seniors in high school, just few weeks away from graduation. In the part 1, Margot and a popular girl who has not interacted with Quentin since they were 9 show up his window at night. She asks him to be a cover for reason undisclosed. It turns out that Margot has enticed Quentin to help her with an 11-part plan to exact revenge against her friends who has wronged her. Margot and Quentin break into friends' houses, creatively wreaking havoc, and their night has mischief and revenge, culminating breaking into the sea world. And the second question, what is them? The theme of the novel Paper Town is follow your dream. Never look back and regret what you have behind, just because the fact of the matter is you will find the better when you arrive the destination where you're looking forward to end up. And the dream where you're looking forward to accomplish, the theme is telling you to stop looking at people as a pure and look them for who they were instead to their fake persona. And the third one, who's narrating or telling what happened in the work. The novel Paper Town is written in the first-person point of view. The writer is the novel. Green uses language that young adults are familiar with. Because its point of view is teenager, Green uses many examples of figurative language. It makes the reader are attentive because you feel as though he understands what teenagers are going through. And what is the setting of the work? There are many different settings in the novel Paper Town. The first, the adjacent park. It is a subdivision where Quentin, Ben, and Margot live. Their playground in the center of the subdivision, where the prologue Margot and Quentin find the dead man. There are a high school, all the go to which looks like typical high school. Another setting is a bonnet strip mall, which happened like a photo below. In the street mall, Quentin Radar, Ben, Lindsay let Flunch Marco in unknowing left behind. Lastly, there was Ben's car, which they call Rapaw, which a beat up old car. They do a lot of traveling in it. And there are conclusions. Formalist is a whole various manifestation look at text as a versus that a text, not a culture, artifact, or a piece's autobiography, nor an expansive of one culture ethnic of radical identity. A text, a piece of written work which should be approached entirely on its own terms.